Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. As always, I am Technomagus. You might notice we're doing a Sunday stream. That's because I want to get this game over with, to be perfectly honest. The other reason is because I want to, a certain new game is coming out this Thursday, and I want to be streaming that on Thursday, right when it comes out, rather than waiting a week for this to get finished. So, let's go ahead and get started. When we last left off, we, are now back here in Norfair on our way for round 4-ish with Ridley, after running away with our tail between our legs because we didn't have the proper equipment to beat him. But now, with one additional energy tank and the full-on beam combo, we're probably still going to die horribly, but at least I have a bit more of a fighting chance. Also, there may or may not be a chance that this is not actually the final version of Axeil, because I don't know whether or not Drew actually uploaded the correct version. Or at least has the correct version linked to his website, so whatever. Let's go. Round Irrelevant versus Ridley. Full health, I don't care about having full missiles against him. Let's not be in the pit of acid when the fight starts. Once again, Ridley takes full damage from uncharged Ice Wave plasma shots. Oh man, my aim is just gone to crap. Alright, he's almost dead. I almost am too, but I think he's closer to death. There we go. Alright. Ridley is down. And he didn't give me any health. But that's okay, because back here is an energy tank. In case you're wondering, that is not a pit of acid. There is an invisible floor. However, be careful, because that floor is a bunch of slopes, and there's a gap in the middle of it that you can fall into, and you will not be able to escape from. So, just jump over it. Because, yeah. Alright, so for killing Ridley, we have to make our way back through his area, and we're not out of the woods, because if you remember, we had to go drop through some crumble blocks to get here. So that save point is off limits, and through here also is a locked door. So instead, we have to come down here to the energy recharge station, and that door's open. And now we get to fight the true final boss of Lower Norfair, Gold Torizo. Fortunately, you can still AI exploit him, so that's what we're going to do. And Gold Torizo, unlike Ridley, does not have resistance to charge shots. Actually, I believe he's weak to charge shots. So, he just gets wrecked. And up here... Come on. There we go. This is a power bomb pack. Convenient. So now this takes us into the big crumble block room, but we don't actually want to go this way, because that way is terrible. Actually, I think we need to go that way. No, we don't have to go that way, because we can go this way, into the big vertical chamber. So now we can start making our way out of Lower Norfair. Though we're not done here just yet, because we have a Guardian to find. And that Guardian is right around, right there in the center of the map. So to get there from where we are, here. Okay, so the easiest way to get there would be to head right. There's some speed booster blocks somewhere around here. Where are they? Or it might just be my imagination. Okay, whatever. We'll just keep going. There is some speed booster blocks up there in order to get to an item back to the left, but I don't really need that. I'm not going for 100%, I'm going for just enough to finish the game. Let's see, where's this? Ah, okay. So this is the normal pathway to Plasma. And actually, conveniently enough, it takes us to where we need to go, relatively speaking. Yeah, because we can just go this way. Okay. Just wondering if there was anything up there, but apparently not. But this takes us back to the big central room, which conveniently enough, right here is the Guardian. Because of these very suspicious power bomb blocks, and all the way down here, and Guardian unlocked. Alright, so that is all the Norfair Guardians disarmed. So that still leaves us with, I believe, 1 Crateria, and I think we got all the Brinstar ones, so it's like 1 Crateria and 2 Meridia. Or 1 or 2 Meridia. Or actually, no, I think I have 2 criteria left because I didn't get the first criteria guardian. I only got the Shine Spark one. Alright, so now we are going to make our way out of Lower Norfair, and actually the quickest way would be to go to that that express elevator, so let's go that way. Speed boosters, that's right. I need to... There we go. Alright, and we unlock another express elevator while we're at it that we'll never use again. Okay, so we need to get... So let's go back to criteria so we can get the 2 remaining guardians here. So the first guardian is actually back in the main area. We already got the sky one that was way the heck up here. As you notice, the ground's flooded for some reason. I'm sure that will not be relevant at all later on. And actually, while I'm at it, I can take a convenient rest and restock at my ship. Alright, so, our next criteria guardian is... Let's see. I might have already gotten it, actually. Okay. If I remember correctly, he is down here. Oh, no, I haven't gotten it. Okay. This guy right here is a guardian hidden as a power bomb, just like another one. Alright, so there's Sector 1 criteria disabled. Alright, the last criteria guardian is all the way on the right side in Eastern criteria. Not actually going to be able to go this way to get there, am I? I might be able to. I'm not going to be able to go this way. That's a super missile door. Yay, backtracking. That's pretty much the #1 thing you do in this hack. Okay, so now that we're over here, actually I'm going to just take the express elevator. It'll actually be faster to go to northeastern Criteria via the express elevator than actually get over there manually. Alright, this should put me in the area I want to be. Actually, I think this might put me above where I want to be. Well, let's find out. Alright, because actually where we want to be is down here. Oh, yeah. I need to circle around from the come up from the bottom. Because I need to break those... Well, I don't need to break the super blocks there, but I need to come up from the side with the super blocks. Alright, so back to the elevator. Let's go to southeastern Criteria. This is not the direction I actually want to go. So, I just opened that door for nothing. Yay, wasted super. Oh, jeez. Yay, supering blue doors. Oh, my Desirect? Alright, then... Yeah, straight up from here. Oh! Thank you, Chris. I appreciate the follow. Come, enjoy my suffering as I finally finish this hack. Alright, so you might remember the last time I came here was back when I was looking for Gravity Suit, thinking this was the way to Criteria Depths. What this is the way to is basically a long way around to open that path under the northeastern express elevator. This is also the way to the final Criteria Guardian. So now we are at the bottom of that shaft. So we head up here. First things first, I'm gonna grab this health. Then we're gonna open those two supers, and our path to the final guardian is through here. This very unassuming morph tunnel into a room full of oh god acid. So very carefully space jump your way across. Oh, before I forget. There. Grab a convenient 10-pack of missiles in the middle of the acid bath. Because sure, why not? You're going to need it to open the ammo check at the end. And here is our final Criteria Guardian. Yay! Alright, so all that should leave now are the Meridia Guardians. I'm going to do a quick check at the Meridia, or the Gatekeeper, to make sure before I head there. And while we're at it, you know what? Let's just go see what's in here. I don't think it's anything important, but Taco's good for farming. So that's really all you do in this hack. Alright, breaking that barrier allows us to traverse down to lower criteria, and actually takes us over to the area where the Meridia Guardian is, or the Turian Guardian, I should say. And this is a remnant. Oh, looks like you finally closed it off, but this is used to be where Criteria Guardian 3 is. This used to be a air block that you would go into a hidden morph tunnel underneath. Instead, it got moved to the acid room, which is both better and worse. I guess it's better because it's a little easier to find since you have a clearly defined morph tunnel right there, but it's worse because it's a giant room full of acid that rises and lowers. Right, this was... There we go. So now that pathway's opened. So let's save here. And descend. This is not the Guardian. The Guardian's all the way the hell over there. Okay. Mistakes were made. That's fine. So... Let's see. Our Guardians are... there's one Guardian, the 4-gate Guardian that we did, and then the last Guardian is right there in that tall shaft. So I'm in the complete wrong place to actually... But that's fine. I can grab the express elevator, or reopen that express elevator that I opened before I kept dying to the out of bounds. Alright. Quick way to the express elevator is this way. That's not the way I want to go. I want to go down. Up here. And then into this room for the express elevator. So now we want to go back to Central Meridia. I'm not entirely sure where the Western Meridia express elevator is. Like if you look at the map, there's the arrow for it. Oh, so it looks like it is part of the gate room puzzle. Okay, sure. Alright, well, now I know where it is. Okay. So we can get access to it now that we've killed Dragon, but... it's not like we're going to actually use it at this point. Alright, so now that we've killed Ridley, we can go into this area. Because normally that tube right there is solid, but killing Ridley breaks it. Once you get into one of the connecting rooms leading to this room. And here is the... here's the Meridia Guardian. the other side is a 2-pack. In original redesign, it used to be an energy tank. Would like a 7th energy tank, honestly, but can't always get what you want. Alright, so now, to get to the final Guardian, we can head this way. Because we need to get back to that Sandfall room that connected us to the lower 2 gates. And I can't go up this way, so I need to go the other way. Yay, backtracking. That's right, I skipped most of this because I did a Shine Spark. So now we have to do it the normal way. So these here are actually speed booster blocks. If you can get a Shine Spark over here, you can break them as a short, so you don't have to roll through them all, but yeah, whatever. Alright, so now from here, this leads into the final Meridia Guardian, and to get there, we need to go, where is it? Up here? Yeah. And through this door, unlocking the Western Meridia Express Elevator into the gate room. Unnecessary ammo check is unnecessary. Pick up a nice little power bomb pack. Alright. Oh, good thing I didn't waste all my supers. That opens this gate down here. And you might notice, hey, where's the Guardian? Well, that's because this Guardian is terrible. Because it's up here. It's better than the original redesign, because the original redesign had no clue whatsoever that the Guardian was up here. Because it was hidden in, behind a giant batch of scenery, with just a gap when you found it. That you had to basically go through an invisible wall to get to it. But that should now be every Guardian. So, let's go to Turian Access and make sure that I don't need to go hunt down another one. Alright, access granted. One last ammo check, because of course. Alright, I'm going to split the video here, and I'll be back in just a few minutes so that we can begin Turian. Stay tuned, guys, I'll be right back. Alright everybody, welcome back to Super Metroid Redesign Axeil Edition Final Version. We have just been granted access to Turian, and are now beginning our descent into what is essentially the final third of the game. Yes, I said third. Well, I'll just let you look at the map. Turian is huge. And it's a gigantic maze. Like, it could very easily be its own hack. Thankfully, there's a convenient ammo reload right here. And before we go through that door I just opened, we're actually going to head up here. Because one thing about Turian, you hear that noise? Those are instant death lasers. And in order to get past them, you have to destroy Zebatites that are scattered throughout Turian. Oh, also Metroids. And Metroids, in order to unlatch them from you, have to be hit with 4 bombs. Alright, so now over here is our first Zebetite. They only die to ammo, and if you try to use supers on them, your super rate of fire is barely fast enough to completely waste all your supers without actually killing one, as you can see. So you have to use normal missiles on them. But this is only one of the ways that Redesign punishes you for trying to use good ammo. As you might notice, I have Screw Attack. Well, Screw Attack doesn't do anything to pirates. So, Redesign actively punishes you for collecting Screw Attack in the final stage of the game. Now, thankfully, so Rinka spawns. Screw Attack does kill Rinkas. It doesn't really protect you from Metroids. So, honestly, there's not really much of a reason to have Screw Attack equipped. And then I want to go through here. But the goal here is to disable all of the giant, or all of Turian's instant death lasers, so that you can proceed into the second half of Turian. Also, while you're going through, you need to make your way through Metroid rooms. Oh, whoops. Oh yeah, by the way, power bombs don't do anything to Metroids. Okay. Also, there are ammo checks all over the friggin' place, as you can see. And enemies might deign you with a weapon drop. And every so often you'll come across a room like this, where a Zebetite is blockaded by a death laser. Those will come into play later. In case you're wondering, there are no items in Turian. Fortunately, Despite how aggressive Metroids are, once you hit them with the 4 bombs, they are stunned momentarily, giving you time to actually freeze them and kill them. And sometimes you can get them in such a way that you can actually freeze them before they latch onto you. Most of the times, though, you're not going to be able to do that, so you're just going to have to understand that you're going to lose a tank or more of health due to these things. Now, there's 2 types of Metroid rooms. There's the 2 Metroid room, and then there's the 3 Metroid room. A 2 Metroid room requires you to only kill 4 Metroids before... requires you to kill 4 Metroids, basically 2 waves of 2 before moving on. A 3 Metroid room requires you to kill all 3 of them at the same time. If you don't kill all 3 of them at the same time, they respawn. And the door will not unlock until you kill 3 Metroids at once. So... Now, the trick in Super Metroid is, respawning enemies do not respawn as long as their drops are still on screen. So what you need to do is you need to kill all 3 Metroids or kill the 3rd Metroid while the other 2's drops are still on the still on the screen. And then every so often, you'll start getting one, and then the other one will just fly in whether you want it to or not, and completely screw up your... Oh, jeez, are you kidding me? And then and the way that they are programmed is that they will position themselves a certain distance from you at all times. So this can cause them to go into walls. And make it so that you can't actually hit them, because isn't that great? Oh, jeez. It's a 3 Metroid room, isn't it? Yeah, it's a 3 Metroid room. As soon as you freeze one, the other 2 immediately attack. See what I said? You gotta kill all 3 of them before... or stuff like this will happen. There we go. I am really glad I had enough supers to do that. Or rather, the super cooldown wore off fast enough to let me do that. Jeez. There we go. Okay. That room's done with. And another... This is a 3 Metroid room. There we go. Alright, now that that's over and done with... Oh wait, I already went through here. Don't need to go through there again just yet. Ah. Oh, can't go through there yet because I need to kill that. I need to break that particular Zepatite so I can get past that death laser. Yeah, they're all over the place. As I mentioned, Turian is a gigantic maze starting off. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to refill my ammo and I'm going to save. Because I've already done quite a bit of progress in here and I don't want to lose it to a bad Metroid room. Thankfully, they do not respawn, or the Metroids do not respawn once you clear a room. So, you are free to leave and come back, which you will be doing multiple times over the course of this, because there is not enough ammo in the game to open every purple door and kill every Zepatite. And that's after having reduced the number of purple doors in Turian for version 1.52. So, yeah, fun. Alright. So here we go again into another Metroid room. Oh, as you might have noticed as well, while you are being latched on by a Metroid, your movement is basically like you are suitless underwater, and you can't fire. See? I can't fire anything. All I can do is morph and lay bombs. Hi, how you doing? I'm getting wrecked by Metroids. And this was the gate that we opened earlier when I first came into Turian from that particular switch, because otherwise that Zepatite would have been blocked, and that breaks this particular death laser, which gives us an ammo check. Into a room we can't do anything about. Isn't that great? Thanks, Drew. That room will come into play later. Actually, I don't want to go through here just yet. I want to go up through here, which Automorph doesn't work on. You have to keep an eye out for all the different morph tunnels, because they generally will lead you to a lot of the early Zepatites. I can't go this way, so I just did that for nothing. I can't go that way either. It's basically the Turian from 1.4. At least so far. Yeah, I can't do anything here just yet. So that pathway was a waste of time. Cool. Alright, so I guess we are going this way, and there was a Metroid. That latched onto me anyway, even though I knew it was coming. Interestingly enough, that door is open, despite having never gone through it. Oh, great, it's a 3 Metroid room! Ah! Also, another really annoying thing is you can never have more than 2 Metroids lashed on you at the same time. So, in the 3 Metroid rooms, you can't just stun all 3 at the same time. Alright, can't go anywhere, or can't do that room. Up here, can't do this room. Oh yeah, no, it was a... Yeah, it was a thing. Alright, can't do anything here yet. Because right now the main goal is to break the 4 death lasers below, directly below that room, so that I can access the feeding pit, which is the second half of Turian. Okay, now... Yeah, the wall jumping's kind of annoying. Metroids! Oh, jeez. Come on, get away from me. Ah, whatever. There we go. Alright, those guys are dead. So now I can go through here. This takes me into this room, which I don't believe I can do anything. Nope, that's the entrance to the feeding pit right there. And we're surrounded by death lasers, so we're not going to bother going through there. And as you can see, Screw Attack does nothing. If you hit a Metroid from above with Screw Attack, it will deflect them, but if you hit them from below, they will latch onto you. And your beam... Oh, and this is a reason why beam combo is a requirement for this hack. If you do not have beam combo equipped, Ice Beam will not freeze a Metroid unless you charge it. Also, that right there is a very tiny indicator that there's a path through here, which, by the way, you can't do anything with. And I just screwed up. So now I have to go through this whole thing again. Thankfully, all the Metroids are gone this time. That reminds me, I need to get around to finishing Persona 3. I just haven't really felt like sitting down to play it. I got kind of burned out on Persona 5, unfortunately. It was a really good game. Alright. I'm not bother killing these guys because they don't do anything. That sounds like a problem with your emulator, not necessarily Redesign. Alright, so got another ammo check here. I believe this is just a room I can't do anything with currently. Yep. Can't do anything in that room. Thanks for the damage boost. Alright, so now we have the first bit of headway into the path. So now I need to circle back around, and I'm going the wrong way. In case you're wondering, no, you can't go there from above, or from below rather. You have to come in from above, which is back through here. Thankfully, unlike vanilla Super Metroid, Rinkas do actually drop items on rare occasions, so you can refill off of them if you desperately need to. Nope, not this room. Next room. This is the room. Now the death laser here has been disabled, so we can drop down to here. Break these two Zebatites. I have used SNES 9X. I've had weird results with it. Like, sometimes it doesn't properly register diagonals on the controllers I use, so I tend to not use it. I know it's a better emulator. It's just, I've been using ZSNES for the past, like, almost 20 years? Or no, it hasn't been 20 years since it came out. I've been using ZSNES for more than 10 years, let's put it that way. Back since I first started playing or emulation of old Super Nintendo games. I mean, jeez. Back when I was still in high school, I was using ZSNES. Alright, so save, and back in we go. Alright, so now that we've gotten... actually, let me see here. I need to remember how to get back up to that point, or those two blockades. Yeah, it really only happens with like I've really only noticed it happening with diagonals. But then again, I haven't actually used ZSNES, or not ZSNES, but SNES 9X in probably like 4 or 5 years. Alright, so that broke the first of the 4 death lasers blockading the feeding pit. Oh. Let's not die to this guy. Ow. Alright, so, and then through here, I believe this one should be open now. Yep. Okay, good, it's open. Oh, there really needs to be a energy recharge station earlier in Turian. You missed the death of Ridley and the first bit of Turian. Metroids! Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. I might die. That happens. I'm not that... I mean, if you miss a little bit of it, I'm not that concerned about it. You can always watch the replays, you can always rewind, whatever's most convenient. Alright, so now... Oh, there needs to be a lot of things in Turian. Oh. I mean, technically, with the ammo refill station, there you can crystal flash as necessary, but crystal flashing doesn't really... It is very inconvenient, let's put it that way. Alright, through here takes us to this room that I can't actually do anything in yet, I don't think, if I remember correctly. Oh, well, I can at least open this. I can't open that lower gate until that death laser goes away, so we'll have to come back here later. You cannot. Drew actually reprogrammed the Metroid rooms that while Metroids are active, you cannot crystal flash. Because apparently doing so screws up the palettes in the room and makes the graphics go wonky. Come on. All right, so now what's through here? Oh, it's a... Ow. It's a room I can't do anything in. Oh, jeez. Alright, there should be some more Metroids right there. Get out of the acid, Samus. There's one more Metroid in this room. Come on, where are you? There you are. Oh, jeez. There we go. Okay. Oh, right. This doesn't actually... Yeah. Alright. Super block. There we go. Alright. This should lead me to the third death laser. Yeah, here we go. Oh, can't go that way. These are probably shot blocks. Nope, they're actually bomb blocks. Amazing. Drew does listen to feedback. Alright, that's 3 of the death lasers down. Well, I normally stream on Thursdays, at least when I'm not on impromptu hiatus, but... yes, as far as I'm aware, that Metroid is still there. It was there in 1.52, and this is either 1.52 or final. We haven't exactly decided that yet. The reason why is because it has the patch I have has the file date of the 1.52 patch, but I downloaded it directly from Drew's website like 3 or 4 days ago, and he swears up and down that it is the final version. So yeah. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm just replaying 1.52 or if I'm actually playing the final version at this point. Well, no, because he actually did change some things. He just... I don't know. Alright, where am I? Oh, okay. Not this way. This way. Whew. Okay. This video's getting a little long, so... Oh, actually no. I should be able to... This video's only half an hour so far. Yeah, I can at least finish the first half of Turian and get to the feeding pit before I split this video off. Just need to remember where exactly I need to go. Okay, I know where I'm going now. So we need to circle back around. Avoid the pirates if possible. It's usually not possible to avoid the pirates, because they're very conveniently placed that if you're just randomly screw attacking through doors like that, you're just going to slam right into one, and it's going to knock you out of screw attack, because you can't have nice things in this hack. Ow. Alright, so I think... Is it down here I want to go? Yes. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, this is where I want to go. Oh, trust me, this isn't even the worst of it. And up here... Be careful, if you fall down there, it's a one-way ticket because there's a crumble block. And that is the last death laser. We can now enter into the second half of Turian, the feeding pit. Thankfully, there's an energy recharge station right here. Oh no, absolutely not. I will not race this hack. That's just asking for a bad time. Before I go into the feeding pit, however, I am going to refill my ammo, preferably not by face-checking pirates. Alright, so we're about to enter into the feeding pit. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we will begin. Alright, see you in a little bit. Alright, we're back. Welcome to part 12 of Super Metroid Redesign Axeil Edition final iteration. We are halfway through Turian and into the Metroids that are all over the place. Because all they like to do is latch onto you and drain your energy. Oh, really? An ammo check before the feeding pit? Oh, Drew, why? Alright, so... And there's nothing we can do here, so I'm actually going to save before I enter the feeding pit, because I don't feel like going through this room of Metroids again. I believe MST considers this a lost cause. Alright, into the feeding pit we go. So, you remember how aggressive the Metroids were before the feeding pit? Yeah, they're a lot more aggressive in it. Come on, where's the other one? Where's the other one? Why isn't there a... Oh, are you kidding me? I got the spawn timer off again. They also thaw a hell of a lot faster in the feeding pit. Yes, the purple doors replace both Ghidorahs and yellow doors. There are no power bomb doors in Redesign. That should be enough to open the door. Okay. Alright. Feeding pit room. Well, not quite two. Next is the first 3 Metroid room in the feeding pit, so I'm going to save first. Thankfully, you can leave the feeding pit at any time you've killed all the Metroids in the room. Also, thankfully, starting in 1.52, the sledge has been extended, because if it hadn't, you would go careening into that death laser right there and, you know, instantly die, because it's a death laser. Oh, I haven't shown that off yet, so I'm going to save and then I'll show it off. Because, yeah. Good on ammo, so I don't need to go all the way back to the ammo refill station just yet. Because supers are useless against Metroids. The rate of fire is entirely too slow. But in case you're wondering, whatever happens if you hit a death laser... That. So don't touch them. Because there's no way, once you go anywhere near one, it will actually pull you into it and just instantly drain your health. Yep. Alright, so time for the third Metroid room in the feeding pit. So this is the first 3 Metroid room. Also, as you notice, the Metroids come out of their little stun from getting bombed off much quicker. Are you kidding me? Okay. There we go. Alright. Got that one down. Into the next room. The level design really does not lend well to fighting Metroids because they very frequently like to hide in the walls. And makes it very difficult to actually, you know, kill them proper. Alright, conveniently, here we have a kind of a shortcut back to the area, but because of that death laser there, we can't get to the save point quickly. Actually, could we? Would require an annoying amount of backtrack or circling around. So, we're just going to continue forward. I don't know. Because he wanted Turian to be difficult, and he views them as a puzzle. Because the way to fight the Metroids in Turian is completely antithetical to how you would fight Metroids in any other Metroid hack. Right, come on, I know there's 3 of you. There you are. Oh, crap. Ugh. And this is why 3 Metroid rooms suck. Because if you don't kill the 3rd one fast enough, they respawn. Oh, no. Kidding me? See, in order to fight the Metroids in Turian, you have to let them latch onto you so you can stun them. and we're gonna die. We're gonna die because I can't... Oh! Wow, I actually did it. Okay. That was surprising. I don't remember if the next room's a Metroid room or not, so I'm backtracking to save and refill. But yeah, that's the problem with the Metroids, or the Metroid rooms in Axeil, especially the feeding rooms, because they unfreeze really quickly, they like to sit just inside of a wall or just out of range of your missiles, so that when you freeze them, it requires repositioning to actually kill them. I'm still always afraid going through that door just because of that pit. I'm actually going all the way back to the ammo refill station as well. I want to make sure I have full missiles for the next segment. Thankfully, even though screw attack doesn't work on these guys, speed booster does. No, it was not. Okay. So now that we're through there, we have the feeding pit completed and saved. Well, actually, except for that last room. Like I said, I can't remember if that last room is a Metroid room or not. I don't think it is. Alright. This is not a Metroid room. Oh yeah, that's right. It's the giant side hopper room. And the giant side hoppers knock you out of your space jump. And I believe they're... yeah, they still die to supers. 5 supers. Well, the small ones die to plasma shots, but the large ones take 5 supers to kill. Oh. Welcome from Brazil. Hope you enjoy. Oh, jeez. Alright, and through here is everybody's favorite moment. It's the baby. And in case you're wondering, there is no way to skip the baby, because those blocks there are actually not breakable until after the baby cutscene completes. See? And not only that, they're actually power bomb blocks. Alright, now we get to the fun part. Because I need to find an energy recharge station before I die. And I can't go that way for it. That leads back to the entrance of the feeding pit. Up here? Okay, yeah. Here we have save point and energy recharge. And ammo recharge. Alright, so let's go ahead and save, because, yeah. And down here, we have one last room that we can't do anything with, yet. We'll be dealing with that room in just a minute. Well, we can't go through there either. So now, you might be wondering, what do we do? Well, what we do is we actually head back to the baby room. And... or actually, no. Before we go to the baby room, we need to go into here. And you see that little crack right there? That very unassuming crack? Yeah, it's a super block. And if I can aim... break it. And by the way, if you went down that little pit, or if you went too far to the right, it would drop you out of this morph tunnel and you'd have to start over. But as you can see, this takes us around the... this takes us around and to here, where we get behind the death laser. And that one death laser is very important, because now if you look at the map, everything just lit up. Because that one death laser controls a lot, or that one Zepatite controls a lot of death lasers. And that brings us to this room. I can't open that from here. But each of these death lasers corresponds to one of the question mark rooms shown on the map. So we have to make our way all the way back around, and this is the final part of Turian. The laser hunt. Or the Zeb hunt, I should say. So let's go ahead and refill. I mean, I will give him credit. The idea of this Turian is actually really cool, and it would be a phenomenal hack by itself. Just exploring Turian and stealthing your way through the different segments to unlock different areas. But to have it at the end of a hack that's already... I mean, I've already spent 6 hours on this hack, just coming into this video. Actually, 7 hours, technically, if you think about it. Because it's two full... I spent 3 hours week 1, getting up to Gravity Suit and Phantoon. 3 more hours week 2, getting to killing Dragon and getting back to Ridley after getting all the major upgrades. And now here we are, almost an hour and a half into Turian, and I'm only just through the first 2/3 of it, basically. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. And actually, before we head back into Turian proper, I want to get back to the baby room, because there's one of the rooms has actually gotten through this way. So we need to Shine Spark here, and up we go. There's no real indication of this, or that this is where you're supposed to go. And here... actually, do I go through here yet? breaks these lasers. But that's not the only thing that we have to do here. Because we also need to come down to here. Speed booster? Oh, right, that's what it... I need to charge a Shine Spark here. Oh, come on. Charge the spark, Samus, please. Okay. Now that we have a Shine Spark, break this. And we have 2 super blocks here. And we have a nice little hidden morph tunnel. I don't remember if I'm actually supposed to be going down here yet. I might need to come back to this later. So this takes us into the big death laser room, and I can't do this just yet. I need to come back. Whoops. Alright, so once I clear those those lasers, I will be coming back to this room via that same pathway. So let's go ahead and refill and save, because, yeah, it's time to go hauling ass back around Turian. Now, in the original 1.0 version of Redesign, or of Axeil, I should say, the there is a way to do a Shine Spark equivalent in Samus Returns. Lay a power bomb while in Spider Ball. But anyway, in the 1.0 version of Axeil Edition, the outer or the crawl around Turian to clear out all the remaining Zebatites, you had to do it in a specific order. In 1.4, you don't have to. You just have to do them as you come across them. And since we killed the central Zeb, that clears out a lot of the death lasers. Now, they're not all gone, as you saw. But enough of them are gone that traversing around this Turian is a lot easier. Alright, that's one down. Oh, actually, this is another one that we can do. I think this is what we can do. Is this? Well, we'll find out. Ah, yes, this is not the one that I thought it was. This was to access Feeding Pit. So this is not the one that we can do yet, or that we can do, because we already did it. Hello, welcome back. Alright, so now the problem is just remembering all the different places that you have to go to. Ow. Oh, here's one. Okay, so down here. Alright, so this was the room that I said we had to come back to before because there was a death laser here that I couldn't break, or that I couldn't get through. Actually, are these are shot blocks, aren't they? Yep, they're shot blocks. Power bombs don't break shot blocks. I don't know what hack I'm going to do next. I haven't really... This is the first Metroid hack I've played in almost a year, so... X-Fusion's not out yet, so X-Fusion will be out when Metaquarius decides it's done. And who knows when that'll be, because he doesn't have other people beta test. He does everything himself. I mean, the man's incredibly talented, but yeah. Anyway. Alright, so now that we've killed another... Well, actually, that was not one of the main Death Laser Zebatites. That was just 2 Zebs I needed to kill to access one of the main Death Laser Zebatites. Yeah, we'll talk to MST about that when that eventually doesn't ever happen. Also, it's about, what is it, 14 years too early for Fear. X-Fusion is a hack that's been in development by Metaquarius, who is the creator of both Z-Factor and Y-Faster. And it's basically taking Super Metroid and porting a lot of aspects of Fusion into it. Can't go up there yet. First, I have to go through here, and this was the room that was mentioned earlier about there being a Metroid. Surprise, surprise. Fortunately, there's only one Metroid. Normally that Metroid actually grabs me, but I actually... surprised me I actually got him first. Alright. So that is quite a few of them down. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Wow, really? 5? And I need an ammo refill, which is good because this also brings me to the access point of the next set of Zebs. Alright, yeah, it'll be quicker to go this way and circle around. Trying not to waste ammo, and I end up wasting ammo anyway as they keep regenerating. Now, it's a good thing I cleared out these Metroid rooms earlier, so I don't have to fight them now. Screw attack in Axeil is activated by holding the run button while somersaulting. So if you do not hold the run button, you just go normal, but as soon as you hold the run button, you go flying forward and screw attack. It's generally never correct to not be holding the run button, which makes screw attack somewhat of a liability when it comes to pirates, because you can't kill pirates, or you can't kill Turian pirates with screw attack. They just knock you out of it and you take damage. And while you are in invulnerability frames, you cannot activate screw attack, so that can cause you to take even more damage. Alright, so I don't think I can go up there. Yeah, I can't go up there yet, because I believe that's part of the escape. It's either part of the escape, or it's a door I haven't accessed the other side of yet. Ow. Alright, now we need to... Let's see, so those are the last two Zepatites. And as nice as it is to have the door connections shown on the minimap, they don't tell you everything. Like, they don't tell you which way a particular entrance will take you. Alright, I don't actually want to be going this way. Well, no, I want to go this way because I want to pick up the, health from the health recharge. 2.5 energy tanks is not that great. Alright, through here, and we'll go down and around first. Okay. I cannot get to the last one from here. I need to go back around. That I don't honestly know. I'm not very familiar with Metroid hacking. I just play the ROM hacks. I don't actually do hacking myself. Alright. Last one. And we're just going to take this shortcut back to the center area. Oh, right, I can't break that from here. I mean, it's a valid question, just can't answer it for you, unfortunately. Okay, so we have cleared out all but one of the death lasers, which now we're going to go back to... Oh wait, yeah, I need to go this way, because I can't go there from below, or from the top level. Alright, thankfully, the blocks stay gone, so I can just go up through here. Unfortunately, the super blocks here respawn, but that's fine. Alright, back through this little passageway again. Alright, so now as you can see, all the death lasers are gone except for that last one there. And to break that last one, we have to come down here, bomb out this block so that we can unmorph. And this Zebetite right here clears the very last one. And of course, it wouldn't be redesigned without one last ammo check. Now, through there leads to Mother Brain. We're going to save that for the next video. So, whoops, not this one. Alright, so I'm going to make a save here, and that is going to be it for this video, so stay tuned. I'll be right back in just a few minutes with the final part of this series, hopefully. Stay tuned. Alright everybody, welcome back to Super Metroid Redesign Axeil Edition Final Smash. Insert random final joke here. Alright, so we have cleared all of the Zebetites throughout Turian with the exception of those leading up to Mother Brain. We've cleared all the final ammo checks, except for the Zebetites leading up to Mother Brain. Now in case you're wondering, no, you cannot Zebetite skip in this hack. Drew put in a bit of programming that makes it so that if you try, it will push you back. Like, you can't do the clip through Zebetites like you could in vanilla. Alright, I'm at a bit low health, but I will at least break the glass. Okay, Mother Brain's glass is broken. I'm going to go refill on health and ammo, and then we're going to start the final fight. Preferably not getting an acid bath in the process. Oh, come on, get up there. There we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is gonna be an adventure. Alright, since I broke Mother Brain's glass case... Oh, jeez, I got pelleted. There we go. Enter Phase 2. Come on, wake up. is so slow on these missiles. Or supers. Oh. Wow, that's actually going a lot faster than I was expecting it to. We're already in catch-up phase. No, I do not have any suggestions for you. I can't even legally give you that. Oh, by the way, that's... Your eyes are not fooled. I am currently, in Vanilla's power suit. That's because all of my weapons are offline, or all of my suits are offline. Isn't that awesome? All I have is Morph Ball, bombs, and wall jump, and my beams. Though those are about to be replaced with Hyper Beam. Also, all of my ammo is gone. Yay! And actually, please do not discuss swears in my chat. Probably should put that in the rules. Save... Yeah, that's pretty much it. Which actually I think is kind of a cool idea. It would give a good explanation for why Samus doesn't have her abilities between games, except that it directly contradicts Other M and Fusion, because she has all of her cool gear in those two games. It's just in Other M, she voluntarily turns them off because of Adam, and in Fusion, they all got hijacked by the X. So, go figure. It's alright, just use your brain. That's all I'm asking. Alright, anyway. So now we have Hyper Beam, so... Well, new sprite for Hyper Beam. Neat. Alright, so this is your usual Mother Brain 3, just Hyper Beam to the... Apply Hyper Beam to the face. Easy game. And now it is time for the escape. With no high jump, no weaponry, or no ammo, no screw attack, no gravity suit, no spring ball, which means we need to bomb jump. Also, Rising Acid, because of course there is. Oh, right, this. Oh, jeez. To jump over this one, go up here, this way? It was this way. No, it was not this way. This way. Yeah, you're gonna need the 12 minutes, because it's a long escape. Oh, jeez. Whew. I thought that was an instant death trap. Oh, by the way, there are instant death traps during the escape. I should mention that. Come on, really? Also, when running through this door, jump as you enter the door transition. Otherwise, you just fall back into the pit and have to redo the previous room over again. Thanks, Drew. And thankfully, unlike the original redesign, there are no Metroids during the escape. So you don't have to worry about just randomly dying to a Metroid. You just have to worry about randomly dying to level design. Ugh, we don't even have speed booster to accelerate the running. Oh, I can't go down this way. I have to go this way. Yup. I like the idea behind the losing all your upgrades. I don't like the implementation of it. Let's just put it that way. Also, this is not a song that is intended to play for like 12 minutes. Alright, up we go! To the climb. Is it me, or is the screen shaking getting more intense as I get further along? And now for everybody's favorite part of Redesign, the Metroid 1 callback, complete with shrinking platforms. Oh, come on. Ugh, sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Normally I stream on Thursdays from about 9 to midnight Eastern, though I am going to try and stream a little bit more often, though I can't promise anything, because it's mainly just based on how exhausted I am after work, and if there's anything else going on. Alright, anyway, we've escaped Turian, so now it is time for the actual hard part of the escape. Because who doesn't love suitless underwater? Hey, save point. Oh, can't save. Oh well. As if we didn't get enough of this on the way to Gravity Suit. We gotta do more of it to get out of this damn place. Fortunately, you don't have to do nearly as much as you did back in the original redesign, where the escape from Turian puts you out at the bottom of the save point room. So that was a whole nother room's worth of underwater platforming you had to do, basically. Alright, now we get to the rising lava rooms, which can and will kill you, because, yeah. Make sure you don't screw up your jumps. You know, like that. It was 25 minutes, but yes. It was really long, and you didn't need the entirety of it, but if you planned on... If you didn't know what you were doing, yeah, you really needed it. Alright, now let's see. Oh no. Oh, and I just died. I'm pretty sure I just died. Because I got stuck in... Yep. He didn't fix that room. Well, actually he did. The lava doesn't rise nearly as fast as it did the last time I did that room. But that little spot right there that I got caught in, that should not be there. Because for that exact reason that just happened. You have literally one try to get through that room, and if you get stuck in that spot... this game can't be speedrun. There's... Alright, well, anyway. Attempt number 2 for the escape. Yay. But, no, this game can't be speedrun because of all the little anti-speedrunner tricks. There's no sequence breaking to speak of. All the Metroid rooms alone make the game take way longer than AGDQ would probably be willing to deal with. Not to mention, I mean, Turing alone makes the game take way too long. The rest of the hack, probably, but... Oh, jeez. Now, one thing you have to be careful of with Mother Brain, you need to make sure you have... the Brain Laser deals more damage than it does in Vanilla Metroid. In Vanilla, it deals 300 damage to Samus with Varia equipped, or 600 without. In Redesign and Axeil, it deals over 400 damage, regardless of what you have equipped. Alright, but we cleared her, so now we're on phase 3. Come on. Yay, fast forward. Come on, there we go. Alright, here we go again. Phase 3, take 2. And of course, something else you need to be careful of, since this is, since you are suitless while facing Mother Brain, her attacks will deal quadruple damage that they were dealing during the actual fight. So that blue ring that I just took the hit of dealt me 80 damage instead of the normal 20. I have not used a single save state. This is unedited raw footage. Oh, come on. Oh, jeez. Really? Well, there goes my first energy tank because of acid. That door was going to open at some point, right? I think I shot it 3 times. Unless my aim is really that terrible. Jump. At least now I know where I remember where I'm going, so I can save a little bit of time this way. Well, it's one of those two things. I can definitely agree with you there. I don't know, it has its moments. That's what I thought. Okay, now it's time for the big climb. Let's see if I can do it a little bit better. Well, that's a no. Oh, jeez. Well, that's the plan. Implementation not quite there yet. Alright. We're up. Alright, back to criteria. Now, in case you're wondering about the door to the right, that is unlocked if you do the early power bomb challenge. And I believe Drew said he planned on unlocking it to people who did 100% completion. I'll believe that when I see it, because I'm never going to do it myself, because I'm not getting 100% of this hack. Because that requires things that I can't do, and I don't want to be bothered doing. Like large amounts of bomb jumping. Anyway, here we go again through the suitless underwater segment, because Drew loves this part. Oh, jeez, come on. Well, all that time that I saved going through Turian correctly is completely lost on this segment. Oh, jeez. I wouldn't mind the whole losing all your gear to the brain laser if Drew didn't rub it in your face that you lost all your gear. Like this. There are a lot of really annoying Shine Spark and bomb jumping puzzles you have to do in order to get 100%. Like, there's at least 3 or 4 different items that require carrying a Shine Spark through multiple rooms. There is no heat at the moment. This is criteria, so... Alright, let's try this again. Hopefully this time without actually, you know, dying because of lava. Not this way. Up, go! And we can't wall jump back up to where the ship is because of the water. You can't wall jump underwater. Well, you can, it just won't end well. Instead, we have to go through here. And now we get to the deadliest room in the game. You have a half try to do this. If you miss a jump... Oh, actually, that's nowhere near as bad as it was in the original redesign. The original redesign, that was 2 series of wall jumps against rising lava. If you missed a wall jump, you just died. Alright, and as you see, the ship's gone. Because of all the falling debris. So we need to go find the ship. The ship is over there, in that area full of water that we said was not going to be important at all. Surprise, it is. Oh, come on. Really? Alright. Thankfully, the hardest part of the escape is now over. Now we just need to dodge steam puffs and get to the ship. In the original redesign, this required some leaps of faith that hopefully dodged steam puff. Oh, great. Well, let's see if I can get back up from here. I might be able to make that jump. If I can actually, you know, jump when I hit the button instead of just run off the ledge. Let's give it one more try. Oh yeah, I'm pretty much home free at this point. It's just a matter of... Okay, good. Seeing how much I have to backtrack. And seeing how much the puffs decide to mess with me, because the puff spawns are complete RNG. Oh no, this is by no means world record in any shape or form of the word. All right. And with that being said, we are on the ship, and this hack is done. Time. Let's see. Counting all the time that I spent streaming, we're looking at about 8 hours and 15 minutes of real time streaming this hack. So, running over the course of 3 days, essentially. Thank you, thank you. Oh, man. Now, it is possible to save the animals by going over to where bombs are, but that requires doing a lot better on the escape than I did, and not failing on the climb as much as I did. And I don't really want to do that. Oh, no. No, not at all. 5.5 hours game time. Jeez. Alright. So, Drew has the... So we have the normal credit sequence. Okay, yeah, this is definitely version 1.52, because that sprite was supposed to be different in the final version. Interesting. Whatever. Alright. So that was Super Metroid Redesign Axeil Edition, version 1.52, again. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will be back on Thursday at the normal time, because the Secret of Mana remake comes out on Thursday, and I want to be streaming that, so... Have a great night, guys. I'll see you next time.